And welcome back to On the Record. So the question before the break was our present court system now.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah, why are we going through a whole process to bolster it right now?
Okay, it's not a matter of bolstering what we've got. I mean, if that's what people really ask for at the end of this whole process, is, just make it a little bit bigger and stronger, that's what we'll have to live with. But then think about the items of jurisdiction that it can currently control. Aggravated assaults, certain hybrid offenses, traffic. What else have we got? Is that all we need? And if that's all we need, then that makes life a lot simpler because we can just go back and tweak the system that we've got and identify. But still, we'd be left with the problem of who would be recognized to deal with those questions.
That's right.
And that's not going to get fixed. That's real, okay? Unless we can convince Canada to give us more JPs or to create more justices of the peace, okay, we're not going to have anybody sitting there. Good, bad, or indifferent. Right decisions, wrong decisions. That's the system that we have.
And even though we have individuals in this community qualified to sit on that bench, they would still have to fall underneath the province, wouldn't they, if they go in that direction?
Some form of external law system, yes.
Would have to, in
Either
order to.
civil with the province or criminal with the
Because I know we have one judge in this
Penal
community
with the
right now, and she's been sitting often quite a few times in Montreal. Now, to utilize her again, but it's still underneath the Quebec system.
Yep.
So even though it would work, it would still be.
We
a
had
different
that
situation.
opportunity, okay? Council, and I think rightly, one of the few times council does it right, is they had said, no, we do not want to import
Have
this
a
Quebec
provincial court or a Quebec court
system in Ganawage.
We want
We
it
can
unique.
just take the bus or take the car or take the, taxi
Yeah, we want.
to Longueuil. What's the difference?
Yeah.
And I agree with that absolutely. When I first got elected to council, I came in and I said, what is it you've accomplished with this agreement that you're proposing?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, all we're doing is transporting a Quebec judge into the
To here.
Ganawage court.
That's it.
What's the point?
At the end of the day, somebody's gonna end up paying for those added expenses.
Yeah, and
I've seen it up north. I mean, they have traveling courts, but it's all fly-in communities.
Yeah.
But I don't think that will work here. So, I mean, I think maybe, and I've talked to a lot of people, I don't think that even though that the information is getting out there, that maybe it's not getting out there as much. Because people are still, it's gonna be this and it's gonna be that, and they're still talking about the criminal part of it, and they're not looking at the other issues that we were, like some of the things they were talking about is, the land issues, the maybe marital issues, or
Labor.
divorce, labor issues, or any other thing. But what people don't understand is that even the ADR process that we have in this community, they've been doing it for quite a number of years, and
they've been pretty successful.
and what, I was surprised, and I wasn't part of it, but I was in the system when they had done an alternative dispute resolution on attempted murder.
Yep.
And it was resolved.
Yep.
And to this day, that's several years ago, and to this day, the individual still follows what was the outcome of that. And a lot of people maybe don't know that. That was a big thing.
Absolutely.
And that was surprised a lot of people on the outside as well as the inside, that you had done attempted murder case through an alternative dispute resolution, and the person stuck by what the decision was.
That's an honorable result. Okay.
Some people would say, I would never do that, go to jail, but it's the victim who said, you know what, and it worked, and I was surprised, and I think that that's something that we have to look at. On the outside, they have certain rules and regulations they have to follow. It's mandatory jail, and does that resolve anything? It takes the father away from his kids, and it doesn't rehabilitate him, and we have enough Native people in jail as it is for 2 minutes of stupidity sometimes equal 10 years of your life or more, or it affects their whole life.
Okay, but you're going back to this earlier discussion we almost had before about, what could we put into place? And these are the kinds of things that I anticipate the community is going to come back to us with. It does not have to be a judge sitting there saying yes, no, right or wrong. It could be some form of ADR, alternative dispute resolution process. But at the same time, if the community came back and said, look, go out there and identify, what was that community out west there? Two Drums?
I'm not sure.
In any case, they have their own system. It's got nothing to do with judges and lawyers. If they say, go out and find that system, or maybe that Navajo, the new system that they have, that's what we're looking for. Bring that back to us, and we'll look at it and consider it. And the way Ganawage is, we'll adapt it and fix it to make it fit Ganawage's needs and purposes. If that's what the community wants, then that's what we'll do. All right? It's not set in stone, and I'd be the last one because,
And everything is
I've
trial.
been there.
Everything is trial and error anyway. It can always be modified, changed, or enhanced.